Welcome to PAB 2012.
So I'm just going to start by doing some poetry because it behooves me to at least be creative before I speak about the creative process, because I have to like substantiate my presence on this stage before I claim any legitimate knowledge. So the first poem I'm going to do is called Breaking, and the second poem I'm going to do is called Home. This is Breaking. Everybody can hear me at the moment? Yeah. Cool. I found her standing alone, her bare toes digging into the green pelvis of the valley that separated us, her body shrouded in fog. I could not yet see her naked shoulders, the lime juice white of her skin, the golden strands of her hair shining like daylit wheat. I could scarcely glimpse her from the distance, but her light pierced the veil of mist, stabbed it as if by needlepoint, each white luminous ribbon pulling me nearer to her until finally we were face to face. When we were, I said, "Beautiful, strange woman, I want to love you." She looked at me without speaking, placed her palm on my chest, unfurled her rough fingers, searched as if to unlock me. Finding no evidence, no testament of damage, no relic of a wound or keepsake of scar, she placed her hand to her own chest before speaking. Look here at the smarting ring of flesh beneath my left breast. Look lower still at each of my ribbed bones, still wet and dripping from the last time my heart burst and spewed blood. What could you know if I were to kiss my freckled neck or tame the violence of my spitting tongue until your own chest is a vat brimming with thick red water, or until love has made you a madman 1,000 times? Your heart bears the markings of no teeth, no sunken-in tearing nails, no cruel hand or grim lesson. Your heart is still a sweet, wet fruit. What virtue could such an untouched heart concede? What wisdom could there be in a heart yet unbroken? What could you know of how to love a woman until you have bled like the red-eyed moon? Well, what are my words but debris, the fragments of a broken silence falling into the open vases of your ears? What is my courage but the veil of fear broken again and again and again until broken beyond recognition? And what do you know of that mid-September day when my tiny head first broke into light? Do you know they tried to stop me, tried to force me back into the swell dwelling of my mother's womb, as though hers wasn't a labor of love? What then is my entire life but the grace that follows a breakthrough? I am but a child of the same thread that makes sunlight break the overcast of clouds, and that makes the joyous break into song, and the baby break into laughter. If the only wisdom I need in order to love you is the knowledge of how to break and how to mend, then put your undefended heart in the nest of my two hands, and let me show you what it is to break and what it is finally to heal. Thanks for listening. When people find that poetry is what I've dedicated my life to, one of the first questions they ask is like, where do you get your inspiration from? What do you write about? And I think it's an interesting conversation starter, not mostly because it makes conversations better, but because as somebody who's dedicated their life, as somebody who's dedicated his life to finding the creative potential within me, it's a necessary question for me to keep asking myself, like, why am I creating? How am I creating? How could I be creating better? And I think as of this moment, it may change in a month from now, it may change tomorrow, but as of this moment, what I understand is that the urge to create, for me, feels like a blessing. You know, it's not something I gave myself, it's something that I found was present and I chose to walk into. But I feel like creativity is really a drive towards life, you know. I write most of my poems in coffee shops, surrounded by a bunch of people like this. And that's not because I'm such an extrovert. I am an extrovert, but it's not because I'm such an extrovert that, you know, I can't be creative outside of the public eye, but rather because art tends to want to reflect our engagement with life. And so if I intend to be creative, it helps to be engaged with life as I do so. So as a poet, what I'm searching for is life in everything. You know, I might ask you a question about your personal history, or why your hair is curly today, or what made you wear those particular shoes, because there's life in it. There's something I can understand about humanity through the understanding of where life exists. My art comes from kind of an intrinsic, seemingly necessary drive to find life where it may be hiding, or where it's not hiding. You know, in all of your open eyes, you know, there is life. And so my art comes from wanting to ask myself the questions that will uncover as much life as possible. Because you know, some people might say, you know, art is life, or does life reflect art, or does art reflect life? Whatever the case may be, that's the exploration that I've dedicated my life to. Where is the life? What can I learn about humanity through being a creative human being? So that makes sense, yeah? That's cool. As I was thinking about what I was going to say today, it's a new idea. It might sound like esoteric and kind of cheesy, but it came to me in a dream. I was sleeping in Montreal, and I didn't know quite what I was going to say, because the last time I was on the stage like this, I had a whole bunch of words prepared, and I kind of messed up, and I just said, okay, I'm going to speak from my heart. So today I didn't prepare anything. I just said, okay, I'm just going to try. Oh, thanks. Not to scare anybody with like a religious diatribe or anything, because it's not that. But I feel like what I understood is that I am, insofar as I'm an artist, I'm a creator, but like fundamentally speaking, because I didn't put myself on this earth, and irrespective of how you might feel about, like, you know, who the creator of the universe is or how we came to be, I understand that I am not the one who created myself, but I am a creator. So the art, you know, my creative process is about exploring my creative potential, because I was created, through a fundamental creative energy. So it means that when I'm creating poetry, what I'm really doing is investigating the relationship between the created, being myself, and the creator, because like the unifying force between us is a creative energy, you know. So to the degree that I create on a truthful level, to the degree that I create frequently, what I'm actually doing is, or at least in my own understanding, what I'm actually doing is understanding myself, you know, in relation to the energy that makes it so that I can live, you know. And I take it to be that you know, all of you and the things that I would encounter when I'm outside, you know, the tree that I might encounter, the grass that I might encounter, all of that is created. It's not a creator, and all of it has life force. So if I manage to view all of those things with the right vantage point and with the right creative lens, what I'm really doing is investigating the fundamental nature of existence as I understand it. I think the reason artists create, and forgive me for speaking for you if you consider yourself an artist, but I believe the reason we create is to give ourselves some method by which of experiencing catharsis, you know. I believe the fundamental nature of all human beings, and in fact all beings, is love, you know. So I believe the reason we create is so that we can give ourselves a method of expression that declutters our often cluttered beings and our often cluttered ways of experiencing, so that we can get back to our fundamental nature, which for me is love. So, you know, why does it feel so lovely to write a great poem? Well, it's because, like, as we do it, we're connecting with love and, like, uncluttering or decluttering the way that would show us where our reservoir of love is. You know, why does the dancer dance? Why does the singer sing? We do it because we love it, but also because it shows us where the love inside ourselves rests. Yeah.